Exceptional Funding Solutions has retained the team of tax professionals at the law offices of Douglas Hawkins out of Lexington to assist churches and nonprofit organizations to claim COVID stimulus money to which they are entitled. COVID-19 has been a challenge for all of us. As the world shut down, the economy came to a halt, leaving the future of many churches and nonprofits in a precarious position. As we begin to find normalcy again, our organizations now have to focus on recovery, and fortunately, government programs are easing this process. One such program is the Employee Retention Credit, also known as ERC. So, what is the Employee Retention Credit? It is a generous stimulus program designed to reward churches and nonprofits that were able to retain their employees during the pandemic. However, due to the extremely complex tax code and qualifications, it is severely underutilized. The ERC was first instituted by the IRS in March of 2020 as part of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act, or the CARES Act. Recent ERC qualification and extension changes now allow churches and nonprofits to take advantage of this CARES Act program. In its most updated form, the ERC is available to nonprofit organizations that were affected by government orders, imposing capacity restrictions on services and other gatherings, or that suffered declines in gross receipts. While many employees have some familiarity with the ERC, confusion exists around the qualifications and application processes. An eligible employer can receive up to $26,000 per employee. Please note that this is not a loan, grant, or credit against future taxes. Instead, you will actually receive a check from the IRS for amended tax returns for 2020 and 2021. How churches and nonprofit organizations can qualify for the Employee Retention Credit. In its most updated form, the ERC is available to nonprofit organizations that were affected by government orders imposing capacity restrictions on services and other gatherings, or that suffered declines in gross receipts. While many employers have some familiarity with the ERC, confusion exists around the qualifications and application processes. There are two ways to qualify for the ERC. First is the gross receipts test. In 2021, to the extent the gross receipts of the organization are more than 20% down from the gross receipts in the same calendar quarter of 2019, the organization will qualify as an eligible employer. The gross receipts decline requirements for 2020 are more difficult to meet due to the requirement to show a greater than 50% decline. Examples of gross receipts include proceeds from investments and grants, donations, includes any income from investments, dividends, interest, rents, royalties, and annuity. The second way to qualify is by using the government mandate test. Tax-exempt organizations that experience fully or partially suspended operations due to government orders to limit commerce, travel, or group meetings due to COVID-19 can qualify as eligible employers for the purposes of the ERC. The period that the employer pays qualified wages lasts as long as the government mandates are in effect. Some examples that should be considered are a local or state order requiring employees to work from home, a restriction on public gatherings, for example, weddings, church services, and other religious events, capacity limitations imposed on public or private spaces requiring the cancellation of pre-planned conferences, or restrictions on school hours, to the extent the church or religious organization is affiliated with a school. For more information or any queries, visit us at www.exceptionalfundingsolutions.com or www.douglashawkinslaw.com.